back everyone to Threads of Fate, and I'm gonna show off. So you're gonna go to the underground ruins. Again, you want roughly 120 MP, and we're just gonna burn through all the ice. Now, if you remember in Rue's playthrough, you know, there's treasure back here that gets us a rare wine that we can sell to the upgrade shop guy. But here, with with Mint's playthrough only, we get the super effect.
Huh.
Yep, so as you can see, like the white magic, for whatever reason, there's no spell for a white and super effect. Don't know why, that's just how it is. Now, what you're gonna want to do, like once you get that effect, we're gonna go after another effect, and getting this effect is a bitch. I can't tell you how many times I've fucked it up, even though I know how to do it. But at the same time, it's a really damn good effect, so it's like, it's well worth the headache. So what you want to do is you want to use this little shadow ball spell. You want to get rid of the rock when it decides that it wants to be destroyed.
There we go. So I said get rid of the rock.
Okay. Now this is where, yeah, you have to jump, land, and we get the circle effect. By far one of my favorite effects in this game.
Big drill.
You know.
High wind.
Yeah,
The high wind. Neat.
Yeah. So it's like, for that one, it's like, oh, we get a little bit of a shield that also shoots projectiles. Cool.
Ow.
Ouch. If only my shield could protect me from those little hedgehogs of porcupines.
They only spin around me, not underneath me.
Right. But you know, like I said, what makes getting that effect so annoying is, like, you know, if you miss your jump, you're going down, like you go down to that next platform, there's no getting back up. So if you miss your jump, you have to just complete go through the rest of Corona Forest, and then go back and do it again. I mean, granted, Corona Forest is a very small level because it's the first one, so of course it's not going to be big. But you know, when you miss your jump like 3-4 times, it gets annoying.
So we need to plug him in. Oh wait, shit!
So.
This is medieval times. There's no plugs. Fuck.
No outlets.
Right. Well, if you remember in Rue's playthrough, it was like, yeah, this is where we fight the giant cat that can shoot lightning bolts. Pretty much all this is you know, oh hey, here's your next magic spell. So it's like, pretty much, yeah, the next color magic we're getting is the electric magic.
Fry that motherfucker.
Alright, so, yeah, we just gotta find the right little bastard.
You know, that talk of ego right there reminds me. I've been marathoning Kitchen Nightmares as of late for some reason. I don't even know why. I just started watching it and I'm really liking it.
Oh my god.
Seeing the ego on these chefs and owners is absolutely astounding to me.
Yeah, that's kind of the sad truth, though, is that, like, you know, well, fortunately, the guy that owns the restaurant that I work at, you know, fortunately, from what I've seen anyway, doesn't look like he has a big ego or anything. He actually looks like, you know, he's fucking sane. But, you know, at my old job and everything, the owner, oh god, you want to talk about a fucking egomaniac.
God.
But I mean, it's like, it's especially prevalent. Especially if you happen to work with somebody who's like pretty much like, you know, out of the country. Like, you know, if you work with anybody that has ever like worked or come from like Europe, where of course that's where, like, you know, you know, her culinary prep pretty much stems from. And it's like, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of egos flying around.
Like, it just, I don't know, like, it just especially, like, just baffles me, and also just really gets on my nerves to, like, see somebody who just can't take criticism, but then also cries when they get criticism. Like, these full-grown adults actually crying because they get told their food is bad.
Right.
Oh god, what was it? I forgot what the name of the restaurant was, but it's like, I remember from Kitchen Nightmares, there was this husband and wife who owned this god awful restaurant. It's like, yeah, they could not. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, BJ. They could not take criticism whatsoever.
Was it ABC's, Amy's Baking Company?
Yes.
Wasn't that? Didn't it? I'm trying to think. Amy's Baking Company.
That was very.
Wasn't that the really big one? That is like, not only did they not take criticism, but they made such a public uproar over it that it ended up backfiring.
Yeah,
like
it
just made their reputation.
Because that was like the one restaurant, as far as I'm aware. I don't know if there's any others where Gordon Ramsay walked away. He gave up. There was nothing he could do about it. And yeah, like, it got so bad, like, you know, the place eventually became a tourist, like a tourist site more so. You know, the husband and the wife still got really bad. Like, it was really bad. Like this wife was just absolutely crazy, thinking that everything she touches was, you know, perfect. You know, the husband was, you know, ugh. Eventually, like, I did read up that, yeah, eventually they did end up closing down, and now I think it says that the wife actually did start a new business, but it's an online only dessert baking company.
Oh jeez. No,
which from what I've seen should work, because Gordon Ramsay praised her desserts. She made good desserts. It was just the food she couldn't do well. So.
Right.
I assume that's doing fine for her. As it's online only, no customer interaction. So there you go.
Well, not only that, but I mean, well, I can tell you this straight up. If you're going to be doing online, you know, working a bakery, you are very limited on what you can do. Because, I mean, you got to think about what can actually be shipped.
Yeah.
So, you know, so things like, you know, mousses, puddings, ice creams, that kind of stuff, like, you know, the shit that you would normally expect when you go to, like, a bakery or a restaurant or something. Yeah, you're not going to be ordering that online, you know, just because, you know, it's either impossible to ship or it's really expensive and they're not going to put the cost in. So you're pretty much limited to things like breads, cookies, brownies, sturdy cakes, jams, like anything that can be like packaged really well. Like that's pretty much what you're limited into. Because, you know, for a while anyway, I was looking into doing, you know, something where like, I know in Georgia, you can actually get a license to cook food like in your home. Like, you have to have, like, you know, home inspectors actually come into your home, and they actually have to, like, you know, check your house, check your water. They got to check everything to make sure that it meets the standards that you can actually, like, you know, like, yeah, like if I wanted to cook bread and then sell it at a farmer's market or something, I would have to get a health inspector to inspect the house. I would have to get, you know, food safety certified, which I am because, you know, thank you, school. But then it's like, you know, and it's like, yeah, then you have, that actually allows you to even get a license to be able to, you know, to be able to open up an operation like that. I mean, I was looking into doing that, but, you know, this was when I was at my old job, and that was before my old job kind of took over my life, but now I'm at this new job, and it's like, I mean, it's like, I love the new hours and everything, but it's like, I don't know if I really, even then, I don't think I really have the time to be able to try and, like, handle a job as well as do this on the side. You know, I thought it could be possible, but just going by how my work schedule is, I don't think it's really possible. That's like, if I was going to do, like, my own thing, I probably would have to devote 100% to it. That would mean, like, I would have to quit my job and then just bank on starting my own business. And I do want to do that in time, like years down the road. I did say I do want to open up my own place. But, oh my god, that's not going to be for like another 10 years. I'm still very much green when it comes to culinary. That's like, I want years of experience behind me before I really even think about opening up, like, seriously opening up, like, an establishment. Like, if I want to open up, like, a restaurant or a bakery or something. I mean, I gotta have years of experience and know what the fuck I'm doing.
That's understandable.
Yeah. That's why it's actually kind of funny where, you know, when I was in culinary school, you know, that's kind of like the goal, I think, for everybody in my class was eventually we all just want to do our own thing. And it's like, you know, commendable as it is, I think the problem at the same time was, I think a lot of people kind of got the wrong impression about what it's like to actually be a chef or like a pastry cook or something. Because, you know, yeah, they watch like Gordon Ramsay, they watch Cake Boss, they watch all these shows, and they're like, oh, I can do that. You know, oh, it's like just sit and decorate cakes all day, that'd be fun. And it's like, honestly, I imagine it would be a blast to be able to work with cakes all day, every day. And like really practice like your artistic creativity and everything. I think that would be great. But the thing is, it's like, before you can even dream of touching a cake, decorating it, you gotta have the experience behind you. You gotta know how to actually bake a cake. You gotta have all this other pastry know-how before you can get into any of that kind of stuff. And you gotta have years of experience doing it. So I unfortunately had like kids where, I say kids, you know, they're people my age, so we're technically not kids. But it's like, I had people in my class, like, my class must have started maybe with 30 people. By the time graduation hit, we were down to like 12. That many people dropped because either like, you know, financial reasons or they literally could not handle it. You know, like they would try and like, you know, they try to follow the recipes and they just could not handle doing like basic procedures. And it's like, if you can't do that, there's no way in hell you're gonna survive in a kitchen. You know, that's why it's like, I kind of have to laugh, like, whenever I watch a show like Kitchen Nightmares and stuff, because it's like, you know, like, I remember, like, you know, because before I started culinary school, you know, I used to watch shows like Hell's Kitchen and stuff, and, you know, everybody was all about, you know, how mean Gordon Ramsay is, like, oh, he's such a bully, he insults and everything, it's like, oh, it's awful. But then it's like, once you go into the culinary school, and when I actually, like, listen to him and I realize why exactly he's yelling at these people, it's like, you know, these people kind of deserve it, you know? I mean, it's like, there are some things that it's like, you literally cannot fuck up. Like, you cannot fuck up temperatures, like, first and foremost. You cannot fuck up cross-contamination. Because that's the kind of shit that, you know, this is the kind of shit that gets people sick. This is why every year you always hear about things like salmonella and Ebola just spreading up like randomly, and you're like, what? It's like, oh, I think actually recently there's a whole thing of Ebola going around in romaine lettuce, I think that's going out right now. And it's like, yeah, it's because people don't know what the fuck they're doing, whether it's cooking or even just processing. And it's like, that's the kind of shit that gets people sick and or killed. So you have to take this shit seriously. And when people don't take it seriously, it's like, I think Gordon Ramsay has every right to yell at you. Yeah.
Plus, I feel like for a lot of these people that he has to deal with, for most people, it seems like the only way to really get through their thick skulls and their yelling is to yell louder.
That's actually, again, that was actually one of the things about my old job that I really hated, was the fact that everybody got the attitude, where it's like, you know, because it's one of those things, like, you know, when you see the upper level people doing it, of course it's going to trickle down. So when you have, like, you know, the owner and you know, the chefs from all the departments yelling and screaming and demanding and demeaning each other, it's going to end up trickling down to, you know, the hourlies. It was just And that's just unfortunate because it was like everybody was on edge. Everybody's screaming at each other over the stupidest little shit, mind you. Yeah. It's like, you know, and it's like, it's just after a while, it does get grating. But it's like at the same time, it's just one of those things where it's like, I can't necessarily blame them because it's like, I mean, after a while, I hated working there. That's why I fucking left. But, you know, it was just... I can't really blame people for adopting that attitude because, you know, I mean, if that's the higher ups are doing, then you can expect that trickling down. And it's like, if you want that shit to stop, you have to stop, like, at the higher ups. You know, the owners, your executive chefs, your head chefs, they're the ones that have to, like, you know, they're the ones that set the rules and the boundaries and the attitudes. And if that's how they're acting, don't be surprised if that's how the whole place acts.
So let's just talk for a second how Mint just got really deep there for a second.
Yeah, it's like, I know we're completely ignoring the game, but, you know, like I mentioned this last week, that's pretty much the rest of this video. It's just dialogue. There's no dungeons or anything, so it's like, we gotta pad the game out somehow, so let's have these little sequences. Although, admittedly, I will say I do like what they do here with Mint's story, because, you know, Rue and Prima Doll, it's like, you know, okay, yes, they're both dolls, and, you know, they have this connection. They can't quite understand why, but they just feel, like, at ease with each other. And then, of course, later on, you learn that Rue is a doll himself. Whereas, like, Mint, on the other hand, you know, she's like, this kid's fucking annoying me and everything. And then, you know, Prima Doll's, like, actually being, like, serious. And then Mint's just like, nope, cutting that shit out right now. It's like, I like, admittedly, when it comes to Prima Doll's relationships, it's like, yeah, Prima and Rue, boring as fuck. I do like Prima's relationship with Mint a lot more. Because it's
so once again, yeah. Mint has the superior story. Who'd have thunk it?
I know, she really does in every fucking way.
Let's go get that Krellick.
Krellick?
I know I already asked this a million fucking times. Why is it parenthesized?
I don't know.
I can almost smell the relic. Ouch.
Oh.
Ow. I fell.
What's wrong? I fell on my tushy.
I think I sprained my tailbone.
God. I don't think I can physically stay up all night anymore. Since my all-nighters at college, like, I think it's actually impossible for me to be able to do that anymore.
I think most people end up getting out of that habit. Like, you know, yeah, once you're out of, like, high school, college, and you actually start working, it's like, those days quickly come to an end.
Yeah,
well, no, like,
pretty much.
Like, even on nights where I need to stay up all night, I physically just can't. Like, even if I'm sitting in a chair or something, I'll end up just passing out, like, without even realizing it, just wherever I am.
Yeah, that's literally me in a nutshell. It's like, I would be trying my hardest to work on something, like try to pull off an all-nighter, but the next thing you know, I unintentionally pass out, and then I wake up like around 3:30 in the morning. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, those days are the worst.
My God, it's the very thing I've still been trying to get rid of, but no, it still keeps happening, and because of that, I still feel like I'm getting no sleep from all that shit whatso goddamn ever, and it pisses me off.
God damn it! Alrighty. So regardless, so join me in next week for part 7 of Mint's playthrough. Yeah, we're actually going to be seeing a lot of, I guess you could say, brand new content. You know, because even though, yes, we are we are going to Lakeside Ruins and stuff, but, you know, it plays out very, very differently compared to Rue's story. So it's like, hey, we got some new shit.